Welcome to Business Line's State of the Economy podcast, where you'll find insight, analysis, and the story behind the numbers.
Hello, I am Rajasimhan. Even though the center is pushing for regional connectivity and industrialization of smaller towns, one of its policies could stop the industrial town of Hosur in western Tamil Nadu and bordering Karnataka from getting a greenfield airport. In this podcast, we take a look at the issue. Before I introduce you to the guest, let's take a moment to understand the issue. The current center's policy does not allow new airports within a 150-kilometer radius of an existing airport. Unfortunately, Hosur is just 74 kilometers from the Bengaluru's Kempegowda International Airport. So a greenfield airport at Hosur cannot be constructed. Citing this rule, the center has removed from the UDAN document for future rounds of bidding. It did not award the Chennai-Hosur-Chennai route under the regional connectivity scheme. The issue was recently raised in the parliament by Rajya Sabha MP from Tamil Nadu, P. Wilson. Replying to his question, the Minister of State for Civil Aviation, V.K. Singh said, and I quote, "The concession agreement signed between the centre and the Bengaluru International Airport does not permit for development, improvement, and upgradation of a new or existing airport, except for Mysore and Hosur airports, within an aerial distance of 150 km or here before 2033, unquote. Experts are worried that if the center refuses permission for the new airport Hosur, it could lead to a confrontation between Tamil Nadu and the center, as the town is a major revenue earning region for the state, and in future, an airport could help its development. We spoke to aviation expert B. Govindarajan of Tirwin Management. He is championing the cause of national, or also known as Desi, air cargo capacity and increased air connectivity to understand the need for an airport at Hosur. Let's listen to what he has to say. Mr. Govindarajan, does Tamil Nadu require a greenfield airport project at Hosur? What is your view?
Absolutely. Not only Tamil Nadu, every state in this country needs more and more airports for the connectivity of passengers as well as for cargo. But Hosur gains significant importance because the airfield is there for quite long years, much earlier to the other airports in the region. And it is the right time to make use of the infrastructure available, add whatever infrastructure that is required, so that the region will highly get benefited. Probably it may not be called as 100% greenfield airport because already there is an existing infrastructure. They may call it as brownfield, whatever is the name they would like to give. And it is high time that Hosur, the economic epicenter of that particular region, should get an airport. That's my personal view.
I agree with you, but the center seems to be saying this 150 kilometer in the policy cited by the center. Is it justified?
That 150 kilometers is not supported by any technical reasons. It's not going to challenge the safety or the security. We have 3 airports in New York. We have 5 airports in London. Every major city in the world has got multiple airports. So this 150 kilometers separation is more to support a corporate's economic activities, to support for them to get the money. It is nothing to do with technical reasons. So the very basis of that concessional agreement or whatever they call it is to be challenged because that's not acceptable. Moreover, in this case, the other airport is in another state and this airport is in another state. The state aspirations, the state expectations are to be fully respected. So that 150 is illogical agreement. It was signed a long time back in the earlier government. See, when this government is correcting a lot of other things of the previous government, probably this is the right time to correct this also. That is what the expectations of the people of Tamil Nadu also.
Correct, but this 150 kilometer does not apply to Mysore and Hubli. Is there something which we need to look at it? Why this distinction?
See, this is something which, so for the past 65 years, if you really see it, the people of Tamil Nadu always believe The center has not done anything to them. Center is more of an obstacle to them. This particular issue is endorsing the perception or the feeling of the Tamil Nadu people. Not only here, even in Delhi, they are given the provision for the Noida airport. So this taking shelter under 150 kilometers agreement with some business community to promote their business by an earlier government cannot be taken as a shield to support this.
Okay. But having so many airports within close vicinity, from the investor's point of view, would it deny good returns for them?
Again, the narrative of an airport has been totally changed over a period of time. What is an airport? An airport is a place where an aeroplane can safely land and take off. From the passenger's perception or passenger's requirement, passenger should be in a position to get out of his car, get into the aeroplane, get out of the aeroplane, get into his car freely. When we talk about the cargo, the export cargo should be processed, put on the boat, and import cargo should be processed and go to the place of consumption. Correct. But what's happening today in the new narrative of the airports? Everybody says, state-of-the-art airports, big airport, everything. But what's happening? They are all malls, more of a shopping mall, cinema theaters, and that is not what is expected for a passenger or a user of an airport. Today, what's happening, many of the airports, they are saying, we have got so many acres of land, garden. We are not in a botanical, we are not investing money for a botanical garden in the name of the air passengers. You and I pay around 450 to 500 rupees as passenger service fees in every of a sector ticket that we buy. What for? We walk for 3 kilometers inside the airport. That after even paying after 450 rupees, what is the airport should be nimble, the airport should be in a position to serve the air passengers and air users. But what's happening is, it is more of a real estate development at the cost of other economic activities and as well as the people money, what you pay as taxes.
Okay. But having a cluster of airports within a very short distance, would there be any impact on the environment?
See, there are two things, how we look at it. One is carbon footprint we are talking about. Too many aircraft, will it be, as a matter of fact, it has been proved, the aircraft emission is much lesser than the road cars. Today, if you take any of these airports, you construct it at 40 kilometers, 50 kilometers. If you take the typical example of a Krishnagiri guy has to go to Bengaluru, for example, his car is running for 120, 140 kilometers. Every car is putting so much of emissions of carbon dioxide, and carbon footprint is much more when too many road vehicles are moving around, comparing the aeroplanes. And second thing, the number of aeroplanes operations will get distributed over a period of over more airports. That means it's not going to challenge any of, in my opinion, it's not going to be an issue. But having more and more airports nearer, closer to the industrial production area, the people where the business is, you will find the need for surface transportation will substantially come down. That will, in real terms, support the environment protection. That's my firm belief on that.
Hosur is a very industrialized region at this point of time. And the issue is, will it be deprived because of this particular issue? And again, it is caught in between Chennai and Bangalore. So either people have to come to Chennai or they have to go to Bangalore. So is this going to be a big issue in Tamil Nadu, attracting investment going forward when there are more investments coming to this region?
Yes, the Krishnagiri district, which is gaining more and more investments, will certainly look for outlets. The goods produced should go. For the factories and the organization, people should come. Today, they are spending, they fly for 1.5 hours, they are on the road for 3 hours to that place or 4 hours to that place. That's a criminal act. You cannot waste over the national resources like that. And having an airport closer to the industrial production will certainly improve the productivity, bring down the cost, and especially when we talk about export of goods and all those things. Today, we are talking about national logistics policy. We have a very great ambition of bringing down the total logistics cost in single digits. How is it possible? If I'm going to keep the goods on a vehicle and run within my country for 150, 200 kilometers, it makes no sense as a matter of fact. And it is a high time that we must have gateway everywhere. Once upon a time, we had only 4 gateways in this country. Even America had only 7 gateways. Today, gateway is the basis. More and more, nimble airports. What we want is a process for the goods and people movement. That's all. You see, in many of the airports, they make it user-friendly. Today, even a domestic flight of 1 hour, they are asking you to come 3 hours early. For what? We must be in a position to go and get into the airplane. Make smaller airports. Possibly in every, I may have a very big dream. Every district should have an airport.
But talking about the smaller airport, Hosur was actually taken out of this Udan list also. So maybe we are...
Probably this is high time. And as a matter of fact, I strongly believe if central government could look at it in a serious manner and bring that airfield on the go, many of the Tamilians will feel what injustice has reported to have been done in 50, 60 years by the center to the state has been corrected at least. This is the right time. It's a good opportunity for the central government also to look at it very seriously.
So, which in other words, do you feel that probably high time that this policy requires a change or some kind of a modification to accommodate more airports?
Exactly. The policy is required for all the airports, all the entire country. And here it is being well used as an inhibitor. This is the time that policy should be reviewed. One fear everybody will say, there will be a legal case, somebody will ask, let them go to the legal case. Let the court also will see reason in what people of Tamil Nadu are asking about it.
So with Parandur coming in, would this be again, it should be very closer to Hosur if it comes. So we'll have within say another 100 to 150 kilometers, there is 2 airports. Assuming that Hosur also takes off, Parandur also takes off.
See, the 150 kilometers rule itself was coined or probably made keeping certain benefits for certain individuals in mind. It has nothing to do with the business operation. You cannot protect somebody's investment. And if they are investing only on aviation, aeronautical services, the whole world would have studied. What is the investment? 90% of the investment is in non-aeronautical investment, more of a real estate and all those things. So that is to be removed. Once it removes, whether it is Parandur or even Neyveli, for example, or all these airports should come up. When we started Pondicherry, we never thought, but today at least few flights are going. That is the way we have to start.
But everybody is looking at the passenger front, but nobody is looking at the cargo. How do you feel probably Hosur could be a good gateway for cargo?
See, I strongly believe we need to have, as a matter of fact, I have been championing for quite some time. Hosur should first look into cargo operation and only regional connectivity. We are not interested in bringing a big 777 to land there for passengers. But cargo, if you start the car, see, you could do the cargo there. Cargo growth is going to propel the economic growth of the region. And that is when we are talking about Gati Shakti and all those things. It's not just brick and mortar in some places of storage of goods alone. The goods have to get out. Some goods have to come in. So you need an airport close to the place of production. And if Krishnagiri is the place of production, there cannot be better outlet or an airport other than Hosur.
Yeah, obviously the government seems to be looking at the cost of logistics. Definitely this having closer to the place of production should reduce the logistics also.
Not only logistics cost, in terms of the cost, in terms of fuel, trucking, all those things, it will substantially contribute to the carbon footprint in this region also.
Mr. Govindarajan, thank you very much for joining us.
Thanks, thank you.